Hello and welcome. This is Dee from CrystalCraftswithdee. Thank you for joining me today. I have my latest cross stitch update that I'd like to share with you. Quite excited because this time around I have 2 finishes and 2 starts. So without further ado, I will start with my finishes, and we'll start with this one actually. So this one here is a counted cross stitch, and it is Lucky Rabbits. It's a Joy Sunday. And I got this one from Gbfke. Like I said, it is a counted cross stitch. I do prefer doing stamped cross stitch now, but every now and then I like doing a counted cross stitch, and this one was a really good one to do. So I will show you the finished product. So it's a great size, it's very manageable. I love how the colors all work together so well. Got these absolutely gorgeous little bunnies there in the snow, and you've got this gorgeous foliage as well, which is a great contrast. And there's some really good shading in there too. So I was really happy with this. It's very easy to follow the chart. Being 11 count as well, it just makes it that little bit easier to work with the larger squares. So yeah, I think that turned out absolutely beautifully. I will show you the back of my work. It's not very neat and tidy, but it works. And back onto the front. So I love it. I think it turned out just beautifully. So I'll show you the leftover threads. Right. I'll pop them over there. Yeah, so there's your leftover threads. So I had ample of most colors. Some I had just like this little bit here. There's not a lot left over, but you know, I had ample. No worries at all. The symbols were easy to read as well. I had no issues there. So there was one color that I got close. Was it that one? No, I had plenty. There's all the leftover colors. So there's lots of leftover colors with that one, and they were really good threads to work with. Nice and long, nice and soft. Really good. I do have one little grumble, and the way they did the symbols, when I get sort of this this card in my kit, I go through and I just mark the symbols that are on the graph that they give you for above each number, and it just makes it easier for me to cross-reference, especially with counted cross stitch. But my little grumble is, why did they mix up all the letters and the numbers and the symbols? You got the first one is H, and then you got the second one is 2, but it's 8, and then the third one's 0, but it's 3. Oh, there's just no rhyme or reason. So it just would have been a little bit easier if they were kind of in order. But anyway, that's the only thing I have to grumble about it. It was a brilliant kit. Really good fun to do this. Poke him up the top there. I think that turned out absolutely beautifully. So if you haven't tried counted cross stitch before and you're a beginner, I highly recommend this pattern. This was really good fun to do, and it was very easy to see the symbols and where to place them. So, and it's not too big of a project. So that is my first finish. Absolutely gorgeous. I love it. How many colors were there? 23 colors for a small cross stitch like that. So the finished piece was 33 by 24 centimeters, so a lot of colors in that. Alright, on to the next one. I'll chuck him up the top there. Now the next one is a Joy Sunday as well, and this one is Italian Manor, and I got this one from VIPCrossStitch, and what attracted me to it was the actual size. So it's narrow and it's long, and it is a stamped cross stitch. It's 14 count. Finished size is 16 by 38 centimeters, and I just loved it. I love how you've got this winding road, and it just really takes your eyes traveling right up to the tippy top, to the house on the top of the hill. So I just love the colors and I love the design. And this is the finished piece. So I have washed it when I was finished, and I do have, if you are interested in seeing my tutorial on how to wash a stamped cross stitch, I'll link that in the description box below. But yeah, that turned out absolutely beautifully, and you had some larger sort of blocking sections but you also had a few more colors in here getting really nice shading. I just love it. I love the poppies. I think that turned out absolutely beautifully. There was a little bit of backstitch in this one, so there was no backstitch in the bunnies. And this one has a small amount of backstitch, and that is just this fence here, this little bit of fence here, and some branches in the trees. That's it. So if you do not like doing backstitch, you don't have to do it in this one. I don't think it's absolutely necessary. It just makes it look a bit nicer, gives it a bit more detail, but it is not like must have. So if you really like the design of this, but you're put off by the backstitch, yeah, I wouldn't worry about doing the backstitch. But I think that turned out beautifully. Look at the gorgeous shading in that. It's absolutely beautiful. And I love the size too. Now I took this with me everywhere. I took it, yeah, everywhere. I just stuffed it in my bag and off I went. So the leftover threads, I think that's all of them. Leftover threads, there's 21 colors in all. Beautiful threads they were. Really lovely threads, nice and long, nice and soft. And I had this color here, which was a main color, and that is all I had left. I thought, wow, that's really... And I'm pretty good at being efficient with my use of my threads, but I was sweating a bit there. I thought, oh my gosh, am I going to have enough? I did, just. So that was cutting it way too close, and I think that was it, wasn't it? Or was it another... No, that was it. Yeah, the blue, that's right. That was another main color as well, but I didn't need a whole lot. So, yeah. But there was plenty of the other colors, heaps. Really, really lovely colors there. So I'll plunk him up there. And that is my gorgeous Italian Manor from VIPCrossStitch. Absolutely beautiful. Really, really love that. There's a few more in the series, I think, so I want to get a couple more of these because they were just good fun to do, very easy to follow. And you got a bit of detail and you got some blocking happening as well, which I really like. So good balance there. So that is my second finish. And I'll throw him up the top there. And that as well. Now for my new starts. So. I have been wanting to do this one for ages. I unboxed it on my channel a while ago. This is another Joy Sunday, two fox. And there's a series of them. There's two. And this is one of them. And this is 14 count stamped cross stitch. The finished size is 31 by 31 centimeters. And I just love it. I love the colors. I love the shading in the boxes. I think it's just amazing. And you've got this absolutely gorgeous background going on with those beautiful oranges and greens. Oh, I just love it. So I thought, yep, I'm going to do that because I will actually frame this when I'm done. So this is actually a little bit more complicated. I'll show you what I mean. So that's the cover sheet. And I'll just chuck her up there. So this actually has 36 colors in it. There's no backstitch. And I have been referring to my chart constantly because a lot of the symbols look the same and I got to make sure I got the right colors, that sort of stuff. So I have been referring back to this chart, which is very, very good, very easy to read, etc. But yeah, because there's so many symbols on such a small canvas, I was having to refer to that chart quite often. So that's it there. I work in hand. So if you didn't know that already, this is how I work. I have tried to use frames and all that, and I just find they're too cumbersome. And I just go back to rolling it back up again. It works for me, so I just keep doing it. But anyway, 14 count, and you can see how busy it is. There's a lot going on in there. It's not hard to do, but you got to pay attention. And I sort of started down here. I'm going to try and keep it flat. So I started in this bottom corner here to show you how the leaves come up, the two different leaves. But I found as I was swapping off colors, I was getting confused, and I decided, you know what, I'm just going to work color by color. So I normally don't do that, but I think with this, once I started doing color by color, oh, it was so much easier. So at the moment, I'm just doing this color and I'm following it all the way around this canvas. And then once I'm done with that symbol, the color's finished and I move on to the next one. And also, when you've got so many colors going on and you're doing your stitches, it can be hard to see some of those darker symbols in between that need to be stitched. So I went through and I did all the dark colors. I'm just trying, oh, there's this one's, I've done the other one that looks like that dark blue. So I've already done that color. I'm going to do this one next. But like these sort of round purple O's, I'll be doing that color next. So all those sort of ones that are a little bit hard to see, especially when you get stitches around them, it can be quite difficult to see. So I tend to do those ones first. But that's what I've sort of gotten up to at the moment. It doesn't look like I've done much, but I found that once I was focusing on one symbol, it was so much easier to find them going around the canvas. I just worked all the way around like that. The back of it, so you can see I've done quite a bit. Doesn't seem like it, but yeah. So that's kind of where I'm at the moment. And then you've got these pieces where I've stretched over areas. I didn't want to stop and start too many times because there's too many tails and you pull them through when you're doing your other stitches. It's very annoying. So yeah, I just sort of travel. I don't go too far, but you end up stitching over that with the other stitches anyway. So, but that's the back and the front. So I think it's coming along really, really well. The canvas is really nice to work with. It was actually super stiff when I pulled it out of the bag, but now that I've been working with it, it's softening up quite a bit. But you can see how well printed it is there, especially with those symbols. But at the moment, I am working on one of these ones. Oh, this one. This pink looks like that pink. You can see a bit of a difference there, but when it's in there, I can't tell the difference. So there's more of this one. So I stopped doing this one and I started doing this one because there's not many in there, and that's this color here. Yeah, so anyway, that's where I've gotten up to with that one. It is going to look absolutely amazing when it's done. So I'm trying to do all the outside the background first, if I can. But yeah, that's coming up good. And it's a great size too. So, and again, no back stitch in this. So if you want something a little bit more challenging, yeah, I highly recommend it. And it's going to look amazing with all those colors. So that is my first new start. There's the colors there. They're just absolutely beautiful colors. Beautiful earthy tones. They've been great to stitch with. Really, really beautiful. So I'm very excited. Once that's done, I will frame it. It is going to look amazing. So that is my first new start. And then I started this one a few days ago because sometimes I just want to sit and I want to chill out. I don't want to be reading symbols off the charts and concentrating. And I thought, you know what, I'm just going to start another one that's a little bit easier. And I decided to start this one. So this one is Beautiful View. It is another Joy Sunday. They're all Joy Sundays. Beautiful View. I love this seascape. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. I love the colors in it. It's vibrant. It's interesting. And it's a good size. 29 by 36 centimeters. It is 14 count stamped Aida cloth. And look at those beautiful colors. Now in here there is a little bit of back stitching. So you've got the back stitching in the sailboat there. And then you've got a little bit in the windows. That's it. Just those windows and him. And that's it. So yeah, again, if you're put off by back stitching, there's very little to do here, and really if you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it, but yeah, it just gives that extra detail. But I love the colors, so pretty. So this has been a lot of fun to do, and this just has bigger sections that I can just kind of go and not have to think. So I'll put that there. This has 35 colors and your 3 backstitch colors. So 35 colors, it's a lot in this size. And just to give you an idea, the chart is very easy to read. So yeah, that's the chart, and then here is the canvas. So I love how you've got these big areas up here, and you just follow the symbol and off you go. I love that. And then you got a little bit more detail down here. Very well printed. So all your symbols down the bottom there. Very well printed. Nice and colorful, very easy to read. So I will show you, I've started this section here, the red. So I've done the red, and that finished those colors off. And then I've started the yellow. So I will finish off the yellow. I think there's, oh yeah, a little bit up here, and that's it. And that's what I've done so far. I'll show you the back. Yeah, I just started that yesterday, so it's coming along really nice. And like I said, most of the time I'm fine with having to concentrate, but sometimes I just don't want to concentrate. I just want to chill out, follow the symbol, and off I go. And this is very, very easy to read. This is a great beginner's project as well. And it's great for traveling too. I love these projects. They're small, they're handy. You can chuck them in your bag and off you go. Love it. So that is the canvas, and then the colors. Oh, the colors are so gorgeous. This is the little card there, very well marked. And you've got some beautiful colors there. Nice and long, nice and soft. And then you've got these absolutely amazing colors. Beautiful blues and purples, browns. You got this side, this beautiful greens. Oh, so vibrant and gorgeous. This is gorgeous pink. That is a beautiful color. But yeah, nice and long, beautiful and soft. So this has been really good fun to do. So I'm glad I dug this one out. Oh, I need that little piece. Yeah, so that's all the colors for that one. So that is my second new start. It's coming along really, really well. I have another one that I'm doing at the moment. It is a very, very large one. Well, not very, very, but it's a large one, and it's quite complicated as well. And just every now and then I'll do a little bit on that. It's on my big frame. I haven't done enough to actually show it here on this video, so hopefully on my next cross stitch update I will be able to show you some progress on that big one. So but yeah, so far I've got one new start, 2 new starts, and 2 finishes. Oh, can't count. And 2 finishes. So I've been very busy lately. Very, very busy cross stitching. So I'd like to thank Gbfke, VIPCrossStitch, and OneDaySaving very much for sending these cross stitches out to me for review. Catch my next cross stitch update where I will show my progress on these guys and any new starts that I do. So keep your eyes peeled for that. I also have a beaded cross stitch tutorial coming up in the next few weeks, so keep your eyes peeled for that video too. So busy, 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 but it is good fun. So yeah, so thank you very much for these guys for sending this out to me for review. I have the linked how to wash a stamped cross stitch tutorial in the description box below, plus the links to these guys. So thank you so much for watching my video, and I will catch you next time. Bye.